Okay. Will high expectations doom Caleb?
No, because all he needs to win over are Bears fans. All he needs to do is have the people in Chicago be like, we got it right. That will quiet anything else, any of the other noise. And for them to think they got it right, I think that'll be done by midseason. I don't think people realize how truly awful the Bears quarterback. No Bills or Bears fan alive has seen their team have a good quarterback. None of them.
Yeah,
like here is the single best quarterback season in Bears history. We can show it to you. It's a name you probably had forgotten, Eric Kramer. That's the best year in 70 years.
What Jay Cutler?
So I'm telling you, okay, well, in the last, so that's my point. Since Sid Luckman, Sonny Jurgensen. So the Bears have not had a top 20 offense in 8 years. They've had 2 top 20 offenses in the last 20 years. Mitch Trubisky in the last decade is the best season. He had a 3,200-yard, 24 touchdown, 12 pick season. The quarterback with the highest career passer rating in Bears history is Mitch Trubisky. Jim Harbaugh was their starting quarterback for 4 years in a row, never once threw 16 touchdowns in a season. It was in the 90s. It wasn't in the 70s. So the point I'm making is I understand I have very high expectations. Bears fans, some of them fell in love with Justin Fields.
Well,
Yeah, and so I think that he has to clear the bar of, oh my God, we finally have a real quarterback. And he will do that.
Like Bryce didn't do that last year.
Correct. Bryce didn't do that last year. He will do that instantly. And so I don't think, I think it'll be no problem at all.
I think you are completely underestimating the pressure that's on him, the expectations, because it's not just Bears fans. Like you said it, Bears fans fell in love with Justin Fields. A lot of them didn't want to trade him and go with Caleb. All right, so he won them over. So that doesn't mean if you win the Bears fans over, that doesn't mean anything. Because Justin just did it, and now he's out there.
Justin won a percentage of them.
But more than you would expect, right? A lot thought, oh, let's just keep him and build around him. But Nick, the expectations are you said they're going to the Super Bowl.
I did, but
other people expect them to make the playoffs. Not everybody, but some people expect them to make the playoffs. How many times have we heard, not just from you, no number 1 pick has ever gone into such a great situation? Right. How many times have we heard C.J. Stroud, what he did last year? We were talking, I think it was yesterday, is he going to have a better season? Why can't he have a better season than C.J. Stroud? C.J. Stroud had maybe the best season ever for a rookie.
Right.
And so I am totally in agreement with Nick Saban on this. The article we just talked about Hurts and Sirianni. In that article, you guys know, it said, somebody was quoted as saying, Jalen Hurts was trying to show he was worth the $250 million contract on every pass. This is a grizzled veteran. I get it, he's still young, but been in the league several years. By all accounts, a great leader, even as he might be a quiet guy. A solid leader, solid high character, great work ethic. And he got caught up into the, I got this money, now I got to show people what I can do. We don't think that could happen to Caleb Williams? So I think that's that. And then I think, Nick, 2 things that high expectations do. Number 1, the Bears are going to get everybody's great game.
So I don't
Because now they're on it. Like before, people would have been like, okay, they're the Bears. Okay. They're not that good. They haven't made the playoffs in a while. And they got a rookie quarterback.
Can I ask a question
you
about
take
that?
them a little bit lightly. Now it's like, oh, this dude, he thinks he's all that, and they think he's all that.
Do you think teams have the ability to give everyone their best game every week?
No.
Okay. So when the Vikings, when the Vikings have 6 divisional games this year, what's the one they're going to take the lights?
Here's what it is.
Like, I just don't buy that.
Obviously, that's not measurable, but here's what it is. Taking a team lightly or really being like, okay, this is going to be a big game. You might be like, this is a big game and still go out there and not have a good one, a la the Baltimore Ravens against the Chiefs. I'm just saying your attitude is like, oh,
yeah,
some teams you will take lightly. Yes, and that's big.
But the only
for
teams that
rookie.
sneak up on people are bad teams.
Well,
Good
they've
teams
been a bad team for a while. And if it wasn't for so much hype, people would be still thinking, okay, they're the Bears. Yeah, eventually they'll be better because they got a #1 pick.
So hold on. So you think that if they had taken Jaden Daniels #1 instead of Caleb Williams, they had shocked the world and taken Jaden, and they weren't on Hard Knocks, that all of a sudden teams are going to they're going.
I'm not saying anything about Jaden. What I'm saying is because if they had Jaden, expectations would still be high. Maybe not quite as high with Caleb, but they'd be high. What I'm saying is now they're on everybody's radar, so nobody's going to take them lightly. And secondly, when expectations are high, and you start slowly, maybe he starts slowly or the team loses some games you expected them to win, now it goes quickly into sky is falling mode. Believe me, those fans in Chicago, if they start slowly, it's going to be panic. See, I told you, Justin, I mean, what are we doing? Like, that's what expectations do. So Saban's right on the money in my view.
All right. After last night's debut episode, Nick, this is a question for you. Do you feel better or worse about your summer fling relationship with the Bears to the Super Bowl take?
Well, it's not just summer fling. It'll
That's
be
my
going on when it's
characterization.
sweater weather. I mean, it doesn't.
That's what you.
No, I'm saying it'll still be going when it's. I mean,
It'll
well
be
into the
going
fall and
Everyone
winter.
thinks that.
Through January.
Exactly.
Things
start to turn.
Then it's real.
All right, so
love,
I feel even better.
Even better.
Yeah, but listen, the Bears already have of the hard knocks that we've seen. I'm already 100% confident. Well, it's not going to be the disaster the Giants version was. Like, they look like they're on the same page. They look like that everyone there has an idea of what they're supposed to be doing. Cameras are rolling and we're fine. And, man, you guys saw when they did the little compilation of Caleb and the different throws. And Jalen Johnson, who was one of the guys we were like, Caleb's going to have to win him over because of all that Hollywood stuff ain't going to fly. Jalen Johnson, unprompted to a teammate, said, you see that throw? The highest paid guy or second highest paid guy, Sweat might make more, on the team, one of the highest paid guys on the team, I should say, a guy who has a chip on his shoulder and a real ego, and he's earned it and deserves it.
Just ripped Aaron Rodgers.
Right, just ripped Aaron Rodgers out there saying, oh, my God. You see that guy? So, no. And also, since I made the pick, we found out the Niners are losing Brandon Ayuk. So, yeah, I'm very glad that I made that pick when I did because, again, while I think that 15th best Super Bowl odds is about, league average Super Bowl odds sounds about right, I do think there will be a couple other people jumping on that bandwagon before September rolls around. I do think that.
Here's what I want to ask you, Nick, because you have been adamant when you don't believe in the Jets. A big part of it is Bobby Saleh, as he says, has not been a good coach.
Yeah.
Why are you so confident in Matt Eberflus? I mean, Eberflus has won 29% of his games as head coach. Saleh's won at least 35%, and I would argue Saleh has had worse quarterback play than Eberflus. So why so? What shows that he's a championship coach?
Listen, I don't know that he's a championship coach. I do think he's smart on the defensive side of the ball, similar to Saleh, by the way. And they tried to replace their offensive coordinator, much like the Jets this summer. They actually succeeded in it, brought in a pro, and they have someone else running the offense in Shane Waldron. The Jets, under Bobby Saleh's stewardship, attempted to replace their offensive coordinator, couldn't quite land that plane, and they're still running with Nat Hackett. But that is a fair concern about whether or not Matt Eberflus is a legit NFL head coach. I think we'll find out this year. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.